All right, guys, it's Alex and John, and we did a little deliberating after our last podcast episode, and as I said, we're going to have things kind of evolve a little bit, and we decided that we're going to end up doing gear reviews separate from the podcast, and then that way people have small snippet videos that they can tune into on our YouTube channel, like and subscribe. And today's gear review is brought to you by Alex and John. It's us.
It is.
Yeah, we got no big names of anybody supporting us yet. Not yet.
Nope. And Alex bought that one, and John bought that one.
Yes, these are our gear that we spent our hard-earned dollars on, and we have different vintages. But today, what we're gonna review is probably one of our favorite bang for the buck units that you can put on a fly rod, which is the Orvis Hydros Reel. And this is the newer one. This is an older model. I don't even know how many years old this one is. They've made a few changes, mostly to the anodizing and then the drag knob. But yeah, we're going to show a little video so that you guys can see a clip of them up close. And we're going to just start talking about them here. So what I like about this reel that is probably something that's a little bit unsung, I guess, in today's ultra lightweight market of everything is this reel is not super light. And you might say, yeah, but everything's supposed to be light, which is true. I mean, every rod that comes out, they're like, this is the lightest rod, this is the lightest reel. But I'm going to tell you the practicality of having a little bit of weight at the butt end of your rod, which is important to me, is I fish, and John fishes, we fish a lot of sinking lines.
Yep.
And even if you aren't fishing a sinking line, like nymphing with long rods are another example where having a more heavily weighted reel is nice. But when you're casting all day with a 9-foot rod and there's a lot of weight out at the end and the tip of that, two things are going to happen. You're either going to have a reel that balances that weight and it's easier on your grip, or you're going to have a reel that's extremely lightweight and you're just clamped onto that thing all day.
Yep.
And we've done it.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's not comfy.
Nope.
So I like the weight. It's nice. It balances out. I don't have to grip the rod so hard. If I'm fishing a dry fly line, I feel like I probably don't need as heavy of a reel, but it's not a hindrance in any regard. If you were to take a super light reel on a rod at the shop that had no fly line on it and you held it, if you had an ultralight reel on an ultralight rod, you'd say, wow, that balance is nice.
Balance is real good, right? But the whole story changes once you get a line out on it and lined out through your guides and into the water.
And when it's wet.
And when it's wet.
And when it's wet, yeah. So
the whole balance dynamic changes.
It does. And so I like heavy reels. That's my personal preference for the style of fishing I do. But I don't know what John has to add to this as far as why he likes this reel. We have tons of these reels.
I do. I probably have at least 6 of these. And I tend to upsize my reels. I'll go a size bigger than I need. Right now, this has an intermediate 8 weight on it, and this is like the 5, which is for your bigger rods. Mm-hmm. It's probably even for a bigger rod than an 8 weight. But I mean, bang for your buck. I buy a lot of reels. I have a lot of different lines for clients and stuff. And bang for your buck. This is a great reel.
The average like trout size in the like 5 to 6 weights like $259, like $259 for one of these. Yeah. And I mean
and they don't go up. They go up like in like $10 increments or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's not much. I don't really take that great care of my my gear. I'm pretty hard on stuff, and these have weathered the storm. I've fallen on them, and they always seem to work. I don't on my trout ones. I don't get a real workout on the drag. It does have good drag on it. And these
Come on, we hook bottom every once in a while, you know.
yeah, the rockfish. In Alaska, they've seemed to they've held up okay, pretty good. I haven't burned one out yet. I do have a fellow guy that's a steelheader, and he said that he only gets like a couple seasons out of them because the drag will burn out. But we all don't fight steelhead every day like he does. He puts a lot of abuse on them. But mine have held up great with the coho and everything, all the salmon that I've caught.
I've done like, I've fished these in sizes for stripers, right through, you know, mostly freshwater, but I like them. They got a large arbor. They hold a good amount of backing in line. This one right here is this is a 3 size.
This is a 5.
Yeah. So, and this right here I have set up. This is actually a little trout skagit. So this goes, I have a Reddington hydrogen little mini trout spay. And this has the skagits are pretty thick. And this has no problem holding it with plenty of backing. Probably going to go to a Scandi line on that this summer. But they're, I think that the best way to describe these, along with some of the other products that we'll be reviewing, is that it's worth the money.
Yeah, I'll agree. Yep.
There's a lot of things that aren't worth the money.
Yeah.
But I would say these reels are worth the money. You know, this is worth $259.
All day. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, and the only one of these that I've had, well, it didn't fail. It was actually when we were fishing in that tournament in September, I took a pretty good digger and smashed it off a rock. And I bent the spool, and it's kind of touching the frame slightly, but it still works. And I haven't bothered to take it off. So it wasn't a complete failure, but it did bend a little bit. I mean, and that's nothing that's a knock on these. Any of this CNC machined aluminum, you know, base reels are definitely going to bend if you hit them.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially how lightweight manufacturers are making stuff now.
Yeah.
This one, it's fairly rugged. I mean, it's definitely, like you said, it's definitely not an ultralight reel, which is fine for me because I don't really have any of the ultralight stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, another thing that I didn't mention, and this is kind of, this is funny. I've had other higher end reels than this, and the tolerances were actually worse as far as slop. And they had twist knob attachments for the spools. And for whatever reason, the way that the threaded aspect of attaching the spool was, and it was also anodized, if you just barely spun that on, it would over tighten. And it was murder trying to get the spools off. And these are like the old school. Yeah. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's got a little click lever on here.
Yeah,
and
super easy.
Yeah, you just do that and you just pull it off. So it's kind of old school. Like most high-end reels have gone away from that. But what's funny is from a practicality standpoint, I kind of love it.
Yeah, you don't have to think about it. You just stick your finger in there.
Yeah, and I haven't had it fail. Have you had it fail?
No, I haven't had anything on any of the reels. These reels that like I said, I've got at least 6. I don't know how many I have.
Yeah. So that's 2 vintages of the Orvis Hydros, and it's worth it. We endorse this product if that means anything to you.
Yeah, no, totally. And it's like I said, won't break the bank, and it'll last you a long time.
Yeah,
with regular, you know.
Yeah,
if you take care of your stuff.
If you take care of it. Yeah, probably it lasts forever.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah. So that's the Orvis Hydros Reel, guys. Definitely, if you're in the market for a reel that's a little bit over $200, that's going to last you a long time, and comes from a really good company, definitely invest in one of these reels. So take it easy, guys.
Thanks.